Good morning, and Ren. Welcome back to the reading of the Master List of Logical Fallacies with Alan Mueller, Bryce Barnett, and Rainforest. And today we are on number 145. The worst that negates the bad.
The worst negates the bad. Also, be grateful for what you've got. The extremely common modern logical fallacy that an objectively bad situation somehow isn't so bad simply because it could have been far worse or because someone somewhere has it even worse. Example, I cried because I had no shoes until I saw someone who had no feet. Or what an interesting example. Or you're protesting because you earn only $7.25 an hour. You could just as easily be out there on the street. I happen to know there are people in Uttar Pradesh who are doing the very same work you're doing for 1/10 of what you're making. And they're pathetically glad. Yeah, it is. It does say pathetically. Wow. They're pathetically glad just to have work at all. You need to shut up, put down that picket sign, and get back to work for what I care to pay you and thank me each and every day for giving you a job. I don't
Damn.
I don't think this person was laid off ever in their life. I think this is not a way they're getting out their aggression at all.
I have a lot of thoughts on this. One is that as a kid, I vividly or explicitly remember I get confused on when to use which word. But there would be times when I would like I still collect things nowadays. Like now it's video games. It used to be stickers and stuff because I have weird obsessions. Anyway, but I used to um spend I spend money on like my hobbies, and my parents used to be like really like they're still kind of this way, but they used to be worse where they were like trying to tell me that um I'm addicted to like that thing, and I was like, well, I could be, addicted to drugs, and like that was like me trying to be like, okay, but like this is worse, you know? Um, and then also like now I'm kind of seeing this more often when it comes to like people expressing like depressive symptoms. Um, or like even me like explaining to my parents like that I'm having like anxiety or like depression symptoms. They're like, well, you have a roof over your head and you like, we're not charging you rent and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, yeah, because that totally doesn't make me depressed, because that's totally related. And then like I'm seeing it with other people now too, that it's like, oh well, like sure you had all these bad things happen to you, but like think about all those starving children or whatever. And it's just like, why are we trying to turn this into like a competition of like who has it worse, you know?
Those are all solid examples.
Yeah, that was
Yay.
killer.
Okay.
Nice job. Nice job with the examples, Rain. It's
Yeah,
nice.
thanks.
Yeah, let's go. I think this one I think this one really just is a matter of the intention behind the usage. I think that with the correct intention, I think it's a really effective fallacy to create perspective real quick because somebody can in fact be really hyper focusing on something that they think is an absolute catastrophe. And I think that there are moments where it is really important to be like, hey, you do realize that you have air conditioning and that you can drive your car from one place to the next and see family and like all these types of things that you can fly in an airplane for $150 and that's not a big deal for you to be able to do. Like I think there are times where that's important, and I also think that if the intention to use this is to invalidate or to gaslight somebody, I think that's a horrible usage of the thing. So I can say I definitely use this one. I don't want to say frequently, but I definitely use it in the intention where I notice someone getting really stuck in a focus point of negativity or specifically in a focus point of my life is uniquely awful and therefore I should get unique treatment for how awful my life is.
Mhm.
For me in those situations, I find that it's really helpful and effective to encourage or invite perspective, such that the person can pull themselves out of that thing for the intention of them being able to bring back control in their life and bring back power and um, be able to make decisions that'll support them. But in the other direction, um, I've seen it used in the other direction, and I think that's horrible. It's like it's interesting to me. I feel like this is one where on the good side, it's actually really, really good, and then on the bad side, it's really bad. So it has this like super hardcore swing, which is interesting.
I think that's a really like valid point, or yeah, valid point that you're making. Because I do see like the benefit in someone being like, okay, like let's kind of like take a step back and like,
Yeah.
think about this, but then
Right.
also like if they're purposely doing it to like invalidate the
Right.
person, like if I'm or I guess I'll stop using myself as an example, or like if someone's trying to like say something that happened to them or like they're like venting about
Yeah.
it and then the person's like, "Oh, but what about this?" And it's just like, "Okay, why are you trying to invalidate like my
Yeah.
feelings,
Yeah,
know?"
that'd be the worst thing ever. Like you're sharing vulnerably with somebody, like I feel really awful and this happened and that happened and I'm just really having a hard time and their response is just like, well, yeah, but you're not homeless, so it's fine. I mean, I'd be like, wow, that sucks. I was just looking for someone to hear me out. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I definitely will use this on myself to make me feel better and feel grateful about what I do have. And I think that is a positive way to use this
yeah.
while still not ignoring the challenges that I have. It's definitely important to not get so overwhelmed with negativity to where you can't think properly. So using this to get your mind on track, I think is definitely helpful. I remember a phrase in Vector that was, it's impossible to feel sad or like angry when you feel grateful. And so a thing that everyone would practice is just meditating what they're grateful for, which is, I think, a wonderful thing. And I still think it's a useful tool. But I'm like, it's one of those phrases that I'm like, I never even bothered to just Google or double check if that's even true. And I just Googled it right now. And it's like, no, like, of course it's possible to feel grateful and sad or mad at the same time. Um, yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah. I don't know why someone just saying, oh, yeah, it's impossible to feel that just made me believe that. So you can still be grateful about the things that you have and also want to be in a better place. And I think it's good to create a plan for how to do that instead of just having your mind in a downward spiral of negativity because that
Yeah.
ain't great. So
Yeah,
that's the
I
thoughts.
yeah, I think it's better to like you can acknowledge it, but don't like accept it as like it is what it is. I think that is another fallacy that we talked about. But like if you want to fix it, like take the steps to fix it? Like yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yep, that is the worst negates the bad.